Kublai pi baru kini gilong ki khubor bam da kasngi. Superintendent of Police SP ke East Castles Vivex im ula pintip bagi Pulit kilala banam ya unung le kam ha ke jingjia penyap ya wi khuna nyo snem hamaupan. Hadian kumbah ndru benai ke jing tokit ka bajur karkum ke jing thu jongki ha ke khandai trik urisau arajar arpsan ha ke por kumbah arpau janmit hadian balayo jing tem bag hathanan ba wi ukhna nyo snem ula ja na yeng. Marmar ki Pulit kila pelong ye ke jingwat ke bajur ha ki jaka bapher nrei om shim lalap satya yu ha ke te ke sngi ha ke step jing ke sngi ke babot la yu jing tip balalap ye ke met yam hamaupan ki Pulit ringkar ki officer ki bakham he bakakin hon forensic ki lalet shakati ke jaka bantokin ki bahayeng hasem kila ithu ye ke met yap kum jong ukhanna ubalaja hadian ke postmortem lalap bagadaw jong ke jingyam na gabanta banto kit bnya la thau ka special investigation team SIT wa la to kit ikibabun ki briu ba la lumbun jat ki sakhi ndai ka jingduna ki sabut kala pelong ye ka jing to kit banlong ka ba jinjar ba ha ka basdang Nrei hadin ru benai da ka ba penya so langi ki sabut forensic scientific bar ki sakhi ki Pulit kilala ban penshisha ye unong le kam uba kerteng ukandi khongsin life for ars nem karta uba dei upar lok shnong bat uba julet shaying jong ukhna ban pet TV. Karkum ka jing thu agasngi jong ka jingjia ukhna ulalet shaying jong unong le kam hadin kabam sngi ka ka te ka por unong le akam ha ka jing sngo bitar ula penyap yu khna da ka ba pen kham bad hadien ula bu ri ya ka met hashnong hadien kata ula thep ya ka met ha ka plastic bad le bread harut surong da ka ba pendan kam da ka scooter ki Pulit kila kam ya u ha ka ni ka sngi bad ula plaru ya ka kam USP ulo ong ba kani ka case kolong ka bajin jar bha namar omdan ka jing sha le bi ijan omdan ka jing yo pisa ransom bad omdan ka daw ka ba shay ka basdang Mrei de kajing ya lang jeng sabut bapher ki Pulit kilala ban penpau ya kajing shisha long ru ba uni ubriu udan ke history jong kajing long jing yakran bat jing le bar ki Pulit kendang pelong shu ya kajing token ban lam lada don ki wei pat ki badan kti ha kini kakam ki Pulit ken sapan ya kakti kaan kabating persha ya unong le akam
to any of your queries. On 8th October 2025 at about 8:20 p.m., a written complaint was received at Rinja PS that the complainant's 7-year-old nephew, who was an orphan, was found missing at around 4 p.m. from their house at Domarbo, Nongra. Accordingly, officers and personnel of Rinja PS rushed to the house of the complainant and conducted a massive search operation. This was done along with the Darbar Shnong Nongra, and this was done in around the areas of Rinja PS jurisdiction to trace the missing child. However, as you know it, on that evening, the child was not found. On the next morning, telephonic information was received at Rinja PS that the dead body of a child was seen at Matingen, Maupat. Police officers and personnel of Norman Song OP proceeded to the PO, including senior police officers and the CSU unit of the Forensic Science Laboratory. The body was found lying on the roadside, and at about 10 to 11, all officers CSU had arrived at the PO, including the press, public. The relatives of the missing child identified the dead body to be that of the missing child from Nongra, and thereafter a case was registered at Rinja PS, case number 295-10-2025 under section 137 clause 2, 103 clause 1 of the BNS. The case was investigated immediately and post-mortem of the child was done in Negrims, and the cause of death was ascertained the following day. It was asphyxia due to smothering. Considering the seriousness of the case and the gravity of it, a special investigation team was formed on 9th October 2025, just the following day, which was headed by the SP City, East Khasi Hills. In this investigation, many people were examined to throw light on the case, but there was nothing which came forth. The investigation, however, identified a few persons of interest, but the only problem, there was no breakthrough for want of evidence. Many experts were sent to CFSL Guwahati and FSL Shillong to gather scientific evidence. There was also another problem. The motive to kill the child could not be established at that juncture. This made the investigation of the case even difficult to crack. However, after a period of 6 months, the SIT, by piecing all available evidence together, including that from CFSL, from the forensics, we were able to zero down on the killer, namely Kenti Khongsit, 32 years, a neighbor of the deceased. The murder of the child, where the child had gone to watch TV, the murder of the child happened at about 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. and it happened in the house of the accused, which is adjacent to the house of the child where the child had gone to watch TV. That was after lunch. The body was taken in a white Yamaha RZ Scooty ML049622 belonging to the accused's cousin. And this cousin had actually gone with the killer's mother to the adjacent jungle at Maudingyang to gather mushrooms and returned back only at about 3:30 p.m. In our preliminary interrogation, the accused has revealed that he had told the child to get a brush and a bucket while he was washing the syntax tank. But the deceased, or the child, kept watching TV. Out of anger, due to the obstination of the child, when the boy came out of the house, he forcefully smothered him and put him in the syntax tank in a fit of rage. Later, he hid the body in the backyard. The killer then quietly kept the body in a plastic sack in the scooty of his cousin and left Lumarbo at about 4:40 p.m. and returned back in less than an hour after dumping the body on the roadside. We have arrested him today in the afternoon. He has admitted to the crime. He will be produced before court and police remand will be taken to complete the investigation process. Thank you. Evidence out here. A lot of effort had to be put into piece, a lot of evidence, uh, be verbal, corroborative evidence, technical evidence, scientific evidence to actually come to the conclusion who the killer was. So putting all this evidence, in fact, we had to wait for so long because of forensic evidence, which can give us some leads on the killer. So putting all this evidence together, we could zero down on the killer.
So the family of the accused, were they aware of this crime that has been committed in the house?
See, this is preliminary interrogation. The investigation is at a very nascent stage. All I can tell you is that as of now, he has done it himself. Once we gain custody of him, if there's complicity of anybody, or anybody knew about the killing and had suppressed that information, they will be liable.
And how did he
Kept the body in the backyard, hidden it in the backyard, and we actually zeroed down on the house because it had rained. If you remember, that day it had rained, and we had found certain ingredients on his body, from which, after we actually had got the forensic report, it was the same ingredients from that house. And this body was taken from there It was kept in a sack, and when he asked his cousin for the scooty, he had kept that the body, because he's a 7-year-old boy. He's not very big. He kept him in front and drove the scooty. See, that's why the case was very difficult. The child is an orphan. Uh, there is no sexual assault. There is no ransom in this case. That makes the case pretty difficult for the police to actually to establish why would anybody want to kill the child. I'd just like to underscore out here also that the killer has a history of violence. He has, in fact, his spouse who has left him has also given a statement also that he has battered her against the wall. So he has kind of, he's in a fit of rage always. So I think what his history of violence and the action on that day, I think it is coterminous.
So was
So-
part of the search operation.
Search operation. He never went for the search operation. That's why he was also one of the persons of interest amongst many.
And so,
Those are ante-mortem injuries, which post-mortem has said they have been caused because of ant bites.
Is he a drug addict or?
No, we have no information about his any addiction and all that. But now, within 24 hours, we will come to know if he has suppressed any information about that.
So when do we expect?
I've just arrested him.
how many days are you seeking police custody, sir?
We'll ask for maximum days because we need to do reconstruction of the whole crime scene, he how he killed the child, where he took the child, where he had taken, which route he had taken, and then where he had dumped the child, so where he had, so the whole sequence of the crime will be reconstructed.
So
Mentally stable. We've already gone for his medical examination. He's mentally stable. The only thing is that he has a history of violence. Because Paramajan. But since there's no boundary between those two houses, it is very easy for him to go there, and he usually goes and uh, uh, spends time in that house and goes and watch TV. Everybody goes. In fact, his auntie also used to go and watch TV out there.